Saturday with Joe Fisher and Rashad Taylor.
A three wins the series. It's Lillard. He got the shot off.
Sports Saturday on the Fan Sports Network.
There will be a humongous party in Corvallis tonight. The Beavers spring a trap and shock the college football world.
105.1.
Ducks rush only three. Winston has all day. Tries to escape, circles back, still alive.
And 1080.
Loses the football, ball comes out. It's scooped up by the Ducks, streaking to the end zone.
The Fan.
Get out the way, get out the way.
Good morning. Welcome into Sports Saturday right here on 105.1 The Fan, 1080 The Fan, the Odyssey app, YouTube, Twitch for the kids. However you are listening to the Fan Sports Network, I am Joe Fisher the third. Across the faux marble table is Rashad Taylor.
Heidi ho, neighbors.
Not what it up though this time around.
I'm trying something new. I'm workshopping something new.
Gotcha.
We'll see. I'm going to give something new every week.
But across the glass, we got Jordan Schultz in the flesh back with us today. How you doing, brother?
Hey, what's up, guys? Fresh off of a Mariners win that I saw Gino's first game back with, and then a 6-hour drive home from Seattle. So that was pretty crazy.
But I am disappointed in you, Jordan. Driving in, I was hoping to hear some hot golf takes on golf in the Northwest, and I did not hear Jordan Schultz giving his hot golf takes.
I feel like he mailed it in today.
Yeah.
I feel like he mailed it in today.
That is Swag Show, guys.
What
That's
the hell?
Not my show.
This is preposterous.
Swag is not one for co-host. You know, he's all good. He's a solo act.
Well,
He's the best golfer in the Corn Ferry Tour, bar none.
he's the greatest. There's nobody that's been better. No. I'll just let him talk. I will show how little golf knowledge I actually have if I try to talk. So
Well, if you are confused about hearing our voices, if you didn't tune in last week, I'm Joe. That's Rashad, and that's Jordan, and we are now Sports Saturday.
We're gonna workshop that name, but yeah, it's Sports Saturday.
We already did focus groups. We did tests and studies, and we were like, what do we call this sports show on a Saturday?
Huh?
And we're like, you know what?
Sports Hangover?
Let's call
No.
it Sports Saturday.
See, I like that name.
Sports Hangover?
Yeah, that's okay.
There's like 1,000 sports shows.
Honestly,
already.
Sports Hangover, that's not a bad name because your boy,
I'm not saying
he
I'm
got a little after it last night.
I get you, man. I'm not saying I'm hungover, but I understand the sentiment, especially for, I mean, how many times you guys honestly think, and it doesn't happen as often, you know, but sometimes you don't know that you got start feeling a little more than you want it to be on a Friday and Saturday. How often do you think you came into the show like, yo, not the best day?
My bad.
3 out of 5.
Really?
On a Sunday? You're telling me, Jordan, all right, we got this show Sundays. You can't get after it Saturday mornings. Or Saturday nights. We still went and got after it. Like, even last night being a Friday, my wife and I were all at Dixie with a bunch of friends, threw some drinks down, and I'm feeling probably about the same as I do on a Sunday.
Huh, yeah. I mean, it's not often for me, you know, because for whatever reason, I can get up on Sunday or Saturday now and be super chipper. Let's go. Let's get after it, you know. But, yeah, today's a little different. I don't get it, but we should be snapping out of it here in about 20 minutes.
I met up with my good friend Tanner last night, my co-host of the podcast I do, Fish and Toast. We caught up. It'd been about 2 months, month or two since I last seen him, and we met up at a bar in Southwest Portland-ish, the Dugout. Shout out the Dugout because they have golden tea there. And you know me and my golden tea.
Absolutely. The bros get after it.
We get after it on golden tea.
The Ocho was airing the Golden Tea Championships on
Your
Thursday.
GD, right? They were playing some golden
What,
tea
30
on the Ocho.
grand is your first prize for
Let's
the world
go,
champion
baby.
gold tea? Like,
Yeah, I mean,
what?
they're giving out more on Netflix for these dating shows, so they can give out a little more for Golden Tea. That's a pretty significant game in video game culture.
Yeah. We played 4 rounds of golden tea. Some bro showed up and he was like, hey, I'm waiting for my friends to want to play some pool. And then we got him on the golden tee.
Hell.
He had a nice little round as well. It was great. Had a few pitchers. Yeah, it was Is my hotkeys potted up there? Are we ready to go on that?
But yeah.
Okay. My widgets are not configured.
Yeah, that's not my fault.
We got to configure those widgets.
Got to get the IT guy.
It's like Swag was playing audio. I haven't touched a damn thing.
No, I was.
For once, it's not my fault.
I was at the Vanport Jazz Festival last night and saw John B, who was phenomenal.
John B. That is a jazz name.
No, have you never
There
heard
we
of,
go.
Never heard of John B.
You never heard of John B?
No,
Really?
I'm not a jazz guy.
It's not jazz at all. John B is R&B. He was actually here's the cool part. He was one of the he's one of the white guys that's an R&B artist or whatever that's always invited to the barbecue.
Okay.
Michael McDonald.
Michael McDonald has that status?
Oh, absolutely. Michael McDonald's voice.
Nice to see you.
Listen, Michael
Sports
McDonald
Saturday.
is one of those guys. Tom Jones is one of them dudes who will always
Okay.
be invited to the cookout. But John B came out when I want to say I was maybe in 6th grade or 8th grade, or I can't remember, sometime in middle school. But he absolutely killed it with this one song. And since then he's been on. So watching all the 55s plus, vibe to John B yesterday, was pretty cool.
Cool. Very
Yeah.
nice. Yeah. Did you have some beer too?
I had. I'm not a big beer guy anymore. I did
What do
have.
you sip on? Some vodka sodas?
No, I don't know. No sodas.
Oh, you like your
Straight
tequila.
up.
That's right.
Yeah, I do stuff straight up though. If I'm gonna drink it, I'm gonna drink it, man. Let's not water this down, man. Let's just go ahead and get it over with. Because I'm not trying to drink a lot, and so no, I don't want like a bunch of vodka sodas or anything else, man. Just vodka straight up, or whiskey, neat, whatever the case is. Like,
Whiskey.
yeah, that's how I get down for the most part.
Please, I will just state this on the air. Next time you go to a jazz festival, I want an invite. I will go with you.
It's actually
Just let me
happening
know.
again today.
Again
So,
today?
Yeah, the
we
Vanport
gotta-
Jazz Force is again today.
This city's lousy with jazz festivals.
Yeah, no,
Oh,
this
they're
one,
terrible.
Not this one. Yeah, not this one. This one's actually legit. And
right.
so, yeah, shout out to Mr. Taylor, who is the organizer of the event. So, great little spot, man, for sure.
Is that you?
It's not me.
Oh.
I
It's
was
not
like,
me.
what?
We could be family. I doubt it, but we'll see. He's got bread, so I hope we are.
Are you pulling like a Ron Swanson here, where you have like an alter ego that's a saxophone player that you don't want anybody to know? That...
Oh no,
Yeah,
no.
you're like Suave
Listen,
Taylor or something.
Listen, if I were throwing something like a jazz fest, trust me, my face is going to be all over. You're going to know. I'm going to be everywhere. Yeah, I'm going to make sure that you knew it was me that was doing it, for sure.
What the?
But
who
it's
the
at
hell?
UOP.
Is
It's
that
at UOP. You
Rashad
get a
playing the
chance.
Yaz
Okay.
flute up
Yeah.
there?
No, I mean Taylor is kind of a common name, right? It's almost like Smith.
I would love to see
Yeah,
that.
I don't like it.
I just roll into a jazz bar late at night.
And just I'm up
Ladies
there
and
just
gentlemen,
ripping on the piano.
up next, your favorite Chocolate Jones.
What's a
Yeah.
Suave
I'm like,
Taylor?
Chocolate Jones.
That's a
That's
great
Rashad.
name. Yeah,
Who the hell?
yeah, that's a great name.
Hey,
Playing the
ladies.
I like it.
flute.
How you doing tonight? I got a few numbers for you.
I wish I could play. Like, if you could play any instrument.
Get your
Like-
espresso martini ready.
I've always
Uh-huh.
been one of those guys that have been really jealous of, like, my best friend is a saxophone player, and
Your boy Chris.
yes, and he is, in my opinion, the best saxophone player on the West Coast. I don't think you're gonna find anybody
Wow.
better than him over here. That's a bold statement, but it's absolutely true. I mean, for
Know
real.
who to call if I need a record recorded.
No, for sure, and amazing producer and all those things. But
Hot,
I'll go.
hot saxophone take there, Rashad.
I mean, it's a real thing, man. I'll go watch him play. And I used to play trumpet. I played trumpet from 6th grade until like 8th grade. Then I discovered that I was kind of athletic and kind of good looking, and was like, who needs instruments? Like, I can talk to girls without this now. And yeah, that was a dumb idea because I haven't played sports in 20 years, 25 years, and here this guy is playing saxophone until he's going to be like 70. But so I'll just watch him play, and I'm like, man, all eyes on him all the time.
Yeah.
All the time. It's crazy. And it doesn't hurt that he's a pretty good looking dude. So he's standing there and he's got your wife, your girlfriend, your girl's parents, everybody are just
Good
kind of
old
like,
smile on their face. Yeah.
yeah, just like making googly eyes at
Have
him.
you
And
seen
so,
Ed Sheeran? You don't have to be a good-looking dude.
no, and then you're just the friend who's there. And so he's done playing and just everybody comes and flocks to him and stands around him and leaves you looking like, okay, I'm gonna go anywhere else but right here. But I'm always marveling at him being able to play an instrument. If I can play an instrument, it would be the piano.
Yeah.
I would sit at a piano. I'd sit at a piano with a cigarette in my mouth and croon to some lady and not even look at the keys as I'm playing
And do
just
the whole
say sweet nothings in her ear.
You know, like at concerts when guys like sit on the piano. You know, ladies and gentlemen, I've been thinking lately.
Yeah,
World's
something like
a tough
that.
place.
Yeah, just something real classy and sweet.
But
yeah.
you know, I know that we can be good people together. Here, just
Yeah.
start singing.
That and like an acoustic guitar. If I could play one of those two instruments, like I think you're in the mix as a guy.
Yeah, I was trying to tell Joey to stick with trumpet. He played trumpet this
No.
year and band.
Yes, tell him to stick with that.
Well, it's too late. He's
No.
No.
Pick up the guitar.
No.
The elective choices have gone in for 7th grade, and band is like dead last on the list. He stuck it out through all the 6th grade, tooting his little horn over there in middle school, 6th grade band. But hey, he learned how to do Jurassic Park, the theme song to that.
That's good.
And then he was like, you know what? I'm good.
I'm
retiring.
You
from
know
this
why?
life.
Because Joey is going through the same thing that I went through and realizing that I'm good looking and I can play sports. This whole band thing, yeah, that's for nerds, right? Yeah, dumb. So tell him to pick up that trumpet because he can play that until he's 70, and he probably won't be playing soccer when he's 55 and 60.
Hey, I hear you, brother. I told him, you know, as a former jock slash band is for nerds person, I was telling him all along, I was like, dude, you got to play band because once you learn how to read sheet music, that can then translate over to other instruments. You just will have the basic foundation of music knowledge and how notes and minors and majors and keys and all that crap, like you'll just know it, and that can translate to essentially whatever instrument you want. And he's just not about that life.
Oh,
Which is
man.
disappointing. I'm
It
disappointed in my
it
boy.
It might take him some time, but I'd stay in his ear, man. Stay in his ear. Jordan, what instrument would you play?
Well, I mean, at least you guys had options. I'd probably go piano or guitar, but I already kind of play guitar, so I was literally the one that had to lean on my voice. So it was like, oh, he's not really that
Jordan
cute,
has the voice of an angel.
but
if you
he's
didn't know.
got a really good singing voice. So despite that, like despite the bad looks, I was able to do okay just because of that one skill.
Hey,
But
man,
you
if
know,
Meatloaf can make it, you're much better looking than that guy was.
there are some heinous ass singers out there. It's quite surprising that the opposite sex would flock toward them, men and women, frankly. But hey, it can happen.
Yeah.
Well, I know piano and guitar is always, you know, two of the more popular ones. Like, if I could play an instrument, but dude, if I could lay down a sick drum solo,
Ooh, for sure.
Chad Smith, Red Hot Chili Pepper style.
No matter
That'd
what
be
drummer you
great.
are, you're badass. Like in every
Actually,
band, for the most part, like none of them. There probably is a weak ass drummer in one band, but
Yeah.
every band I can think of that's cool, every drummer in there is awesome. Is like the person you probably want to be closest
you
to.
know who I want to see on a drum set? That guy that's always beating on those paint buckets outside of the concert.
Yes.
Outside the Motor Center.
Yeah.
I bet you he's dope too.
Oh yeah.
I guarantee
That's what I'm
he
saying.
is.
I want to see him on an actual drum set and not paint buckets or whatever he's playing on.
Yeah, like instead of like you don't want him to go to the Ace Hardware. Like get him to
Oh,
a,
get that
No,
guy.
yes.
Yeah, some Zephyrs or
But it was
whatever. the
crazy.
hell
He
it's
went to
called.
a bunch of different buckets and said, "Man, what sounds different? Huh? Ooh, I like that sound." And put them all together, and now it's dope. But yeah, I don't know if you guys have seen The Dirt on Netflix.
Yes.
The Dirt.
It's about Motley Crue.
I have not.
It's actually a pretty good movie. And it's pretty
It is.
funny too. And Tommy Lee is not the greatest drummer of all time. Go ahead and preface all my comments by saying that. But he is the definition of what a drummer is. Man, they're just cool. Like they're just somebody that you want to be around, hang around, everything like that. And I think all drummers kind of take that same kind of cool Clyde Stubblefield type, who, if you don't know, who's James Brown's famous drummer.
Gotcha.
But yeah, they all kind of take this really cool.
Look at
kinda
musical
stance.
Rashad over here.
I love music, man. Music is
yeah.
awesome.
Shout out
name
Salem,
drops.
Oregon's own Dean Castronovo, the drummer for Journey.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
There you
Did
go.
I, hold on. Did I tell you guys, like, and I don't know, hopefully he's not listening right now, but like my neighbor, it was in REM.
Yeah,
you
you've
told
told
just
me
for
that.
no
that is
reason. Like,
crazy.
just for no reason. My wife was like, hey, our neighbor's in a group called, I don't know, I can't remember.
REM?
Like, it's letters. It's like REV, REM. I was like,
Rapid eye movement?
REM? And
She's
she was
like,
like, yeah. I was like, oh my God.
Have
Like,
you ever heard of them?
are you serious? So
yeah, I think I've heard a ditty or two from this
yeah, maybe
REM.
maybe one or two songs. They're a pretty big deal. So yeah, man. But no, music is awesome. Probably my third favorite thing after sports and movies.
Sports, movies, beer.
Hooray, beer!
Sports, movies, yeah, beer, and then
Bourbon
probably music.
and
Or
booze.
meat.
boobs.
He gave me the
in there.
nicest, longest piece of meat.
Can I? Speaking of
So good.
meat and boobs, speaking of which, once again, Dixie last night. Yes, they still do dance up on the top of the bar there,
Oh,
and they still hire really hot waitresses,
very
platinum
nice.
blonde,
So
big up tops,
and so the meat is you were talking about. You said speaking of meat too. So
and meat and
like steaks, right?
every. No,
No, things that he loves.
Oh, okay.
Meat
I
get it
love
now.
meat.
and up tops.
up
right?
tops.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hot women.
In case you haven't heard, or we're incredibly immature on a Saturday morning.
Yes,
for
welcome
sure.
in. Welcome into the
Welcome to
program.
it, guys.
I am a perv. I am a degenerate, but I'm fun. So.
10 inches and girthy.
I told him it was perfect length.
This was supposed to be a good time, and now I can't sit for a week because of what you've done to me.
A lot of jacking right now. Yeah,
There we go.
those don't sound great when you just hear them like that without context, but it's all good. They are still funny.
Sometimes in life, you really take it on the face, and it just comes at you day after day after day.
My
Thought I was going to get away
God,
with that one.
Jeez, like that one was crazy.
All right, well, my drops are working. That's clear. Glad to see my widget was configured correctly.
Happy Saturday, everybody.
Yeah, welcome into the second maiden voyage. Well, I guess that's not maiden voyage then. The second voyage of Sports Saturday. Joe Fisher III, Rashad Taylor here with you. Jordan Schultz here with us today, and then he's gone again. Slacker.
One more week. Sorry, my mom-in-law has surgery.
And then you're gone after that, right?
Oh yeah, I guess so.
There you
You
go.
guys, man.
August. It's the
Damn it.
vacation month.
But we're here and we got sports. We got sports stuff to talk about. I don't know. Someone requested a trade. Do we have to talk about it?
I think we kind of do, Joe. I know you don't want to, but we might have to dive all the way into it.
All right,
so
fine. I guess we'll talk about Terry McLaurin.
that's the one.
Yeah. No accusations made by any other players against their teams. No.
No, not at all. And then there's something that we got to talk about in the second hour that I don't want to talk about, but it's where there's smoke, there's fire, and it's been creeping up. And, they say ignorance is bliss, but we can't ignore it anymore. So we'll get to that in the second hour. But we will start here with my Cowboys and the current contract negotiations and trade demands of Micah Parson. We get to that next here. Sports Saturday on 105.1 The Fan and the Fan Sports Network.
This weekend only at Old
Sports Saturday on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 and 1080 The Fan.
Sports Saturday here on 105.1 The Fan, 1080 The Fan, Odyssey app, YouTube, all that jazz. See what I did there?
Huh.
The shot's checked out.
I might just.
He's
play
not paying attention.
I'm
jazz
sorry.
the
I'm
rest of the
I'm
show.
looking
You
at
know what?
Michael
That's all right.
Parsons like his braces. Like,
Does
I
he have
mean,
braces right now?
Yeah, man. Like I don't know. Like a lot of older people they're saying screw these Invisaligns. Just give me the old school braces.
No, I had braces for. almost
Listen,
a
I just want the
decade.
max contract, okay?
Yeah, I saw him talking. I was like, when did this fool get braces?
They are so painful, and not only that, but like just on your teeth. But then they leave a bunch of canker sores in your mouth. Like, how can you be an adult male or female? My mom had braces like as a 30-some-year-old. I'm like, what are you doing, mom? Like,
Hot,
stop.
hot braces talk. Whatever we can do to distract us and not talk about this Michael Parsons trade demand BS, that'd be great.
Oh my god.
I mean, there's a lot of different ways to take this. I think the easy, low-hanging fruit here, obviously, is Jerry Jones and the Cowboys and the Jones family are a bunch of idiots, and what the hell are they doing?
That's the
And,
first thing.
we saw this last year with Dak and CeeDee, just them twiddling their thumbs and waiting till the last minute to get a deal done. And I think that just Jerry and Steven, Apple doesn't fall far from the tree because that will be the next owner and GM of the Cowboys is Steven Jones. That they like this, man. It's a circus, it's attention, they love this. And I think if you've read about Micah Parsons' agent, David Muguleta or something like that is his name.
Sure.
He was
Let's call them Mogs.
yeah, Mugs. He's got it like over the last year or a year ago or something like that, he's got like $1 billion worth of contracts signed in the NFL. And he gets dudes max money. For the most part, he was actually T. Higgins' agent until T. Higgins fired him. And then T. Higgins and the Bengals got the deal done after they fired him. So he is very much like, I'm going to get my dude the max money and make him the highest paid player and get him everything and make no compromises and not meet in the middle anywhere. So I think that this is just a very contentious negotiation where now Micah Parsons and him have, pushed the red button and used the last resort here, and that is a trade demand. And I would say that this is a different trade demand. If you read the note from Micah Parsons, I mean, he was pretty, straightforward and like, I do not want to play in Dallas anymore. I do not want to play for the Cowboys. Like it comes across as him being done, like just done with the organization. Or
We think.
I think it's gonna get done. And then sure enough, he's gonna have to do I always wanted to be here. It's
Well, he said that in his post. Actually, he said I want to play for Dallas. I don't
Listen,
think he.
this-
I'll find it. It
This
didn't.
kid-
I didn't see that.
This
at
kid
all.
grew up
Okay.
a Dallas Cowboys fan.
I got it right here.
He's from is it Harrisburg, Virginia? Is that where he's
Harrisburg,
from?
Pennsylvania.
PA, okay.
Yeah.
So he grew up a Cowboys fan and grew up somebody who is always like, and Cowboys fans are worldwide. They're everywhere. If you like a football team that's, an American football team and you live in another country, chances are it's probably the Dallas Cowboys or potentially the, the
Jacksonville
the
Jaguars?
Chiefs or something like that, or definitely Jacksonville if you
because
if you
they
live in
travel
London.
to London.
Yeah, if you live in London, it's definitely Jacksonville. But a couple things kind of come to mind, and I didn't really even realize that his agent was the same person that T. Higgins had. But I thought about T. Higgins and his situation, and being franchised for 2 years or just the 1 year?
T. Higgins.
Yeah.
What? Sorry, I was reading the Micah Parsons
Yeah, I think
note.
T. Higgins was franchised for was it the 1 year or the 2 years?
I think it was just 1 year.
Okay, just the 1 year, but they eventually, like you said, got the deal done. For this situation, I'm kind of reminded of Myles Garrett and his whole contract situation. Remember, he put a similar thing out and was like, man, I love playing here in Cleveland. I love being here, but apparently they don't see it the same. And then a few weeks later, after his trade demand,
Ah,
he got his deal, right? Last
I
year,
was just kidding.
remember, let's go back. Last year, CeeDee Lamb and Dak were like, we want our contracts. Where are our contracts? You're not giving us contracts. And then as we got closer to the start of the season, okay, guys, here's your money. Now, if you're asking me, I think, this is just me, Micah Parsons is a better player than CeeDee Lamb is. And so you have to pay your guys. It saves money. And I think J.J. Watt put a tweet out that was like, man, pay your guys. It saves you money. It saves you headache in the long run, and you keep your superstar. Like, I'm trying to understand what your angle is here. If you're
Again,
Jerry Jones
I just-
and you're the Cowboys, I don't really understand what you're trying to do with your best player. On top of that, like, people will say it's Dak. Oh, you're a Cowboys fan, so you might say
Oh no,
It's Dak.
Micah is the best player.
Micah Parsons is your best player.
He is the most
He's-
impactful player on that team.
He's your most engaging player. He's your superstar, right? And so for you to kind of play around with his money like he's not worth it, I guarantee there are 31 other teams that will take Micah Parsons today.
Yes.
So I'm not sure what the deal is with Dallas.
You
right
know,
now.
and I can't believe I'm
know.
doing this and saying this out loud.
Hurry.
You know, but to the defense of Jerry Jones,
Oh, God. What are you doing?
try not to throw up after just saying
yeah,
that.
he's 90, so it is defense.
think-
like that's where you start.
I think they are just reluctant to, and it's a bit of their own fault, but it's also just how the game goes. Reluctant to give a huge deal after getting bent over a barrel for Dak and CeeDee and having to pay more, but also giving Trayvon Diggs a contract and then him shredding his knee, giving Terrence Steele, our right tackle, a contract and then him being injured. So I think they are looking at it as like, and he even kind of said it. He was like, he missed games last year. Just because we sign him doesn't mean he's going to be here. And so I think they are just scared and they're just nervous about forking over a ton of money, but you can't play scared. You can't negotiate scared. You can't run a team scared. And just think about what could happen. What could happen is you don't have Micah Parsons. What could happen is you don't have one of the most game-changing edge rusher defensive players in the league. I think I heard Suk say this yesterday that when Micah Parsons isn't on the field or not playing, Dallas ranked as the worst defense in the league, but when he's on, they're like second or third.
He's impactful. Impact. That's what he is.
Huge impact. And also, Micah Parsons off the field, who he is, his personality. I'm not the biggest fan. He hasn't gotten any trouble. He hasn't done anything dumb. He just has a really bad podcast where he says a lot of things that he shouldn't about his team and doesn't really hold himself accountable or the team accountable. But hey, that is the Cowboys way. So that drives me nuts. But when he gets on the field, he shows out and he plays and he performs.
I think that's always. I think
And
it's
that's
almost.
what
I think it's almost a Kobe Bryant-esque kind of way of doing things. When I look at Micah Parsons, it's like some people look at it as calling out his team. Others look at it as I'm challenging you. And I think he kind of, if I'm going to come out here and be the best player and work the hardest and in the gym the longest and everything like that, and you not doing that, then I'm probably going to say something about it. So I'm not necessarily mad at that. I understand what you're saying. I don't mind his podcast. I don't watch it a lot, but him and CJ Stroud together are pretty funny at certain points. So
Yeah.
I will kind of watch them, but I'm just looking at Dallas and saying, like, I'm trying to understand what your end game is here for this guy. And I understand what you're saying as far
I think
as
they just
it's scary, right?
Yeah.
But giving out $160 million is scary. I've never done it, but I can imagine it's a pretty nerve-wracking thing for a general manager to have to write that check to somebody for that long. And then you do run the risk, and it's football. Everybody runs the risk every play of being hurt for the season and being out. And so I don't think you can make that your main argument in not wanting to sign Micah Parsons.
He paid Dak, right?
He paid Dak.
Yeah, and he's been injured a couple of different times.
And Dak
there
has
was no
given you,
concern there.
if we're being honest, Dak has given you one great season. Like, he's had some good seasons.
That's not.
But that season where he almost won MVP, was that 2 years ago?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a great season. Outside of Dak has been a very solid quarterback. I'm not saying he's been weak by any stretch, but I will say that year was the year that's like, oh, okay, maybe Dak is great.
Now, I'm sure this happens more than we hear about it in this article here that ESPN put out, and great stuff as far as kind of like behind the scenes, like what's been happening with the Cowboys revealed to us in that Instagram post or whatever it was by Micah Parsons. But the big accusation that sticks out to me is that Jerry Jones was trying to negotiate with him without an agent present. Essentially, there was like this meeting, I think possibly overseas, where they were going to get together and leadership was going to be the point of discussion. But it ended up, as Micah Parsons said, devolving into a conversation about a contract between Jerry and myself without his agent present. And that to me, that's not good. It's like, dude, personally, I feel like the NFL should just remove you at that point. It's like, oh, this has happened. Like, we investigated and we have found that you have tried to negotiate a player without his agent.
Yeah.
Done. You can't be here. We can't have that happening. But unfortunately, it sounds like both parties, agents for Mike are saying, hey, wait. And Jerry's like, I don't want to spend more than $30 million. And now that the price is $40 million a season, basically the Cowboys are just walking away, which is the wrong decision.
Well, and let's keep this going into the next segment because, I just find this interesting. It's between a very, obviously interesting owner and GM as far as how they operate, but an interesting player because I'm looking at different parts of this note and just want to see how you guys feel about, Micah and what he put in this note, and Jordan alluded to it as well, some of the things he's saying. So we'll come back to that. You can text in your thoughts about this on the fan text line, 503-864-6326. If a deal gets done, if this is a serious trade demand or not. Because, again, there are some things in this the note that Micah Parsons posted yesterday that are quite eye-opening. That makes this not a traditional trade demand. We get to that next here on Sports Saturday, but first, Jordan Schultz with the Sports Center update.
Now, from the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
First on the Fan, we start in the NFL. Dallas Cowboys edge rusher Micah Parsons has made an official request to be traded. He posted it on social media yesterday in that post accusing Cowboys owner Jerry Jones of negotiating a contract with him without his agent present. Also, Terry McLaurin of the Washington Commanders wideout requesting a trade as well in the last 24 hours. On to baseball, the Seattle Mariners winning it in walk-off fashion over the Rangers. An exciting 4-3 final thanks to a J.P. Crawford home run, two-run blast in the bottom of the ninth to get the win on a nice effort as well by Logan Gilbert. 6 innings pitched, 7 strikeouts, and only 3 earned runs in the win for the Mariners. They're going for their third in a row against Texas today. 1:10 first pitch on Root Sports. Luis Castillo v. Merrill Kelly on the bump. Seattle 2 games ahead of the Rangers now in the wild card race and just 3.5 back of the Astros in the AL West. And over to golf, the Wyndham Championship happening right now, round 3 in progress. Your leader Cameron Young getting going at 9:47. Sungjae Im teeing off along with him at that point as well. More sports scores and stories in 30 minutes. I'm Schulte from the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt and missing work, insurance companies acting like jerks. Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at WarrenAllen.com.
Sports Saturday with Joe Fisher and Rashad Taylor. This is Golf in the Northwest on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
This is not Golf in the Northwest.
No, that is my screw up.
I mean, we can talk about golf. We got the Wyndham Championship. We got two balls touching each other
Whoa.
at the Wyndham Championship.
Whoa. What?
Did you?
Oh, the
saw
actual the golf balls.
Yeah.
Like, man,
I
you
think
gotta
it was-
be way more
I
specific.
think it was Jordan Spieth's ball was touching someone else's ball on the green. A lot of balls touching.
How do they handle that?
They just gotta mark one, and then I think mark the other, and then, honestly, I don't know. I'm talking out of my rear end here. I don't know how the process of that would work.
Is it like in Happy Gilmore 2, where if
You
the
gotta
ball
hit it where it lays.
ricochets off of the piece that you, what is it, the coin or whatever, like that's legal? Like,
I don't know. They're doing it. Spieth is lining up right now and trying to, I think they just have a marker right next to it. I don't know. Sean and I were actually talking about Happy Gilmore 2 in the break. My movie review, 2 thumbs, meh.
yeah, like a C plus.
2 thumbs, meh. I mean, the third act is absolutely terrible, and it
I like that. Well,
I was having a good time until I wasn't, and I'm like, all right, this thing needs to wrap up here soon.
the redemption story for the win at the end was nice. I won't reveal that to anybody that hasn't seen it, and I think that was the one thing in the third act that was okay for me. But like, yeah, Adam Sandler's 2 kids getting an acting job, like whatever. Like
His wife is in it too.
I know.
Yeah, nepotism runs
I don't
rampant
like
through
that.
that family. So I like it though. I mean, I'm okay with it. If I'm on like that, if I'm Adam Sandler on and I get Netflix movies, yeah, guess what? My daughter's gonna become a star, and my son, everybody's gonna be on. It's all good.
Speaking of nepotism, the Jones family that runs the Cowboys are dealing with some trade demands from Micah Parsons. We were just talking about in the last segment, and I have Micah Parsons' note up that he posted on social media. He tweeted it out along with "Thank you, Dallas," lion emoji, crown emoji, praying hands emoji. But yeah, did the whole I wanted to be here. I love the Cowboys. My pops and I grew up cheering them all the way up here in Pennsylvania. Unfortunately, I no longer want to be here. I no longer want to be held to closed-door negotiations without my agent present. I no longer want shots taken at me for getting injured while laying it on the line for the organization, our fans, and my teammates. I no longer want narratives created and spread to the media about me. He then goes on to, talk about kind of the negotiation process, and Jordan mentioned in the last segment that he went to have a meeting about leadership, and then it turned into a meeting between him and Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones about his contract without his agent present, so on and so forth. But at the end of the note, he says, I no longer want to play for the Dallas Cowboys. I have made the tough decision. I no longer want to play for the Dallas Cowboys. My trade request has been submitted to Stephen Jones personally. I think there is part of me that, like, yeah, I'll take this, I'll take it for what it is, Micah saying how he feels about the negotiation process, but also Micah loves himself some Micah, and reading up on his agent, like, what's he going to say when bringing this all up? Like, I respect the Jones family and the negotiation process, and I hope that, yes, I know that we probably could be approaching this in a different light, and, I think that we could have had a different way to go about this, and that, I don't know if we're all, doing our best to get the deal. No, he's going to write this to make it seem like, woe is me, poor me, I'm the victim here. Again, Micah, if you have listened to him talk and do his terrible podcast, the whole accountability thing for Micah Parsons, it's something that's been lacking in the Cowboys locker room, front office, entire franchise for going on almost 2 decades now. Basically since Bill Parcells left, and you've had Wade Phillips and Jason Garrett and Mike McCarthy as your last 3 head coaches. The accountability of this team and franchise and anybody that plays for it, it falls on deaf ears a lot of the time. I think that we just got to look in the mirror and see what kind of team we're gonna be. No, they don't do that. And so Micah in this note trying to be like, oh, they're doing this and they're doing this and done this and that, and oh gosh, poor me. This is it does come across as a little bit like that. And again, if you read up on this agent, this dude is not one of those like, all right, let's meet in the middle. Let's make this happen. He is like, no, you're going to pay him max and give it. He was behind the Deshaun Watson contract. Like, and, say what you want about the Browns being idiots and making that deal, but this guy, he makes big deals happen. He was behind the Jordan Love contract after 6, 7, 8 games, a half season of good play for the Packers, and got him that deal. So I think it is a little bit of a lot of egos getting in the way of a deal getting done. And, I would place more blame on the Jones family and the Cowboys front office, but I don't think you can look at Mike and just be like, oh, this poor guy. They're just treating him so unfairly right now. Unbelievable.
I don't know. I don't hear a lot of hate for the Dallas Cowboys in this post. I see a lot of Jerry Jones and his son. I don't see him saying anything bad about his teammates or anything else. He's talking about his situation, which he's not wrong. I'm going to be real. I think there is a way that ownership and star players can meet without an agent and just say, bro, what do you want?
Yeah,
what is it you're looking for? Like, I can understand my star player. Do you not think that before Mahomes signed that huge deal with Kansas City, he didn't sit down with his ownership and the owner segment? What is it you want? What is it that's going to make you happy, and what's feasible for everybody? What do you think we can do? What do you think you're worth? I can understand that. That part is different. But when you're getting me here without my agent and you're kind of almost bum rushing the situation and making me kind of choose up at that point, like, nah, that's not how you do things. That's not how you do business. I'm not mad at that. And then, again, I got hurt going all out. If I was half-assing it out there and pulled something or broke something, it would be much different. But that's not Micah Parsons' narrative. He goes out and he goes full bore every single time. So for the narrative to be like he's lazy and he's everything, Jerry Jones, let's just go ahead and say this, is not a great dude. I'm sorry. Dude, we're talking about the same dude that fired Tom Landry and fired Jimmy Johnson basically because they were their leadership, don't like their leadership skills, don't like the leadership they bring. Really? These are two dudes that you don't like. He has an issue with anybody else that's more famous and smarter at football than he is. And he proves it every single time when he fires a great coach or a great coordinator or something like that because he just doesn't want to pay him, or he wants all of the credit for being the brain behind the Cowboys.
Can I quickly remind you of the Lucky Whitehead situation, too?
Oh.
Some guy used his identity that was caught shoplifting. It wasn't actually Lucky himself.
And they cut him, and then
they're like, we've made the decision, we're moving on. Just what an ass organization. Right. I cannot believe Goodell didn't call Jerry personally and be like, what the F are you doing to this kid?
He's had issues with how many women have sued him for weird stuff with cheerleaders and taking Jerry Jones is a scumbag. So does it shock me that he would sit there and try to make Micah Parsons or offer Micah Parsons a contract without his agent? And let's be real, agents are kind of scumbags too. And that's what they do. They are paid to be scumbags for their clients. There's a reason people didn't love Drew Rosenhaus, or a reason people hate Scott Boras, or a reason people don't like certain agents because they just do too good a job in getting their clients paid. Sometimes it's underhanded and whatever else, but that's what they do. That's what you pay them for. So I don't know, man. I can see where Micah Parsons is coming from just because Jerry Jones has a history of just bad business. And it's not something new, so I'm going to probably lean on the side of Micah Parsons more than anything.
Yeah, but I'll push back on the bad business part. I mean, they're the most
he does some
valuable
great business.
sports franchise
of course, but
in the world.
He's done some, let me not bad business, dirty business. That's what I will say. I mean, maybe not bad business, but it's definitely dirty.
How good has the business been since 1996, really, for Dallas?
It's been profitable, but it's been nothing else.
As a business, it's been profitable. But as far as winning goes, not profitable.
Ass.
Yeah, that is, and to me, as a fan, I personally prefer the winning part. I don't think you get trophies for being the most valuable franchise in sports. You get a lot of good pats on the back. Good job, sir. Way to go, Mr. Jones.
Call that the-
Congratulations, sir. You did it again.
Maybe they need to call that the Jerry Jones Trophy now. The most profitable team in the NFL.
That's
You get
a
the
great
Jerry
award.
Jones Trophy.
That's a great award. Go ahead and do that.
So, I don't know, man. I think a deal will get done. I don't think Jerry Jones is gonna. One, they're just not gonna trade him. They are not gonna trade
What's
him.
the market for Micah Parsons?
Oh, couple firsts.
I would say at least 2, possibly like
An
a
entire
second.
offensive line. We'll take your whole line. Just go ahead and send those guys over here for Micah Parsons. I think it's fair.
Couple firsts. A couple seconds. Couple thirds. Couple fourths. Just give me your just give us your draft the next
1
couple
through
years.
7.
Yeah,
fair.
If you could do that.
Yeah, give me your 1 through 7 for the next 2 years. Yeah, I'm good with it.
Yeah. Well, there is another trade request out there in the NFL, and it has to do with a wide receiver over in Washington, who actually they might be getting a new stadium. Washington's in a weird spot.
It's a very weird place.
Yeah. Let's go there next. Here, Sports Saturday, 1080 The Fan. Excuse me, 105.1 The Fan.
By texting 26022,
1051 and 1080, The Fan.
I wanted to talk about the Terry McLaurin stuff, but I'm sick of trade demands. And right before we came back from commercial break, Jordan brought up one Gilbert Arenas. Not a great week for former NBA veterans. Was it Markieff or Marcus Morris that got busted for some checks that bounced to Vegas casinos?
Tomatoes.
With Marcus Morris.
Marcus and
Out of jail after 2 days without bail.
And then the news of Gilbert Arenas running high stakes poker games illegally out of his house or something like that.
And what makes it illegal is when you take a rake, basically. The way that a casino makes money on a poker game is taking some of the pot, right? You can't just like take a loss in blackjack or a win, so it's shaving a little bit off that pot each time there's money put in. So you can't do that unless you're a legal casino.
Gil said he knew nothing about it.
Bullshit.
Well, of course.
Come on, man. Like, listen, Gilbert Arenas is, I think he's top 5 dumbest people in sports history.
To quote, "This ain't got S to do with me," is what Gilbert said.
Yeah, I'm back on the streets is what he said. It's like this. Okay.
This ain't got
buddy.
S to do with me. Spell SHYT. Just rented the house. Wasn't a part.
He rented the house.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's it.
Cool.
That's
well,
it.
somebody was renting, Mike Vick's house too. He wasn't necessarily there, but it's one of those things. Yeah, Gil definitely knew something about it. And because of that, he's probably, and more than anything, my thing for Gilbert is, bro, the arrogance. That's the thing that kills me about Gilbert. It's like, bro, the arrogance that you have, like, you're gonna be in trouble for this. You're probably gonna lose a lot of sponsorship dollars from for Gil's Arena and everything like that, which is gonna make some of your comrades a little angry, because let's be honest, there's no need for another Rashad in sports media right now. Rashad McCants is trash at this thing. Yeah, I'm just saying.
Was
man.
he the one that said that he thought his team from Turkey or whatever that he played on
beat
could
the Nuggets? Like shut up. What are you talking about? And then we said, like, I could have scored 81, and man, shut your mouth, Rashad McCants. What are you talking about? Like, then Brandon Jennings gets up there and says, "Yeah, I was better than him. I was better than him." Like, what are y'all talking about, bro? Like, there's a bunch of dudes on there that just talk for the sake of talking.
It reminds me of when Sasha Vujicic, former Laker, said something
world champion,
said something along the lines of like, "Yeah, I can go out and score 30 points any night, but that's not my role."
No, Sasha, you can't. You're more concerned about getting your hair behind your ears than scoring 30.
Hey, didn't he bag Maria Sharapova though at one point?
I don't know. Sasha Vujicic had a nice little jumper. Now, he wasn't ever going to score 30 in a game, but I guarantee you this: you put him at any 24-hour fitness, or you put him anywhere, and he's the best. He's the best player for 30 miles.
I found the quote. This segment is all over the place, but I just can't get over this. So this was him back in 2011 when he played for the Nets. He said, "I know I can score 20 or 30 points anytime I want, but I'm not that kind of guy. I want to win. I want to play the right way."
Because him scoring 20 means the team is getting blown out by 4.
I was gonna
essentially.
If Sasha Vujicic is your main scoring option, then your team's in trouble.
No.
Some games I'm going to get 10 shots. Some games 15 shots. Sometimes, especially coming off the bench, you're going to feel cold, and you need time to get in the rhythm. But right now, what I care the most is for us to become a better team, and we are really capable of doing that.
And yes, you are right, by the way.
Thank you, Sasha Vujicic, for your sacrifices.
He was engaged to Maria Sharapova in 2010. They did not marry, and their relationship ended. And since then, no public info about his relationships.
On this Gilbert Arenas poker thing, the games allegedly included chefs, valets, armed security, and young women hired to serve drinks, provide massages.
Doesn't ring a bell.
Just massages.
Doesn't ring a bell.
And entertain players. According to court documents, even the women's tip earnings were taxed by those running the games. One co-defendant, Yevgeny Gershman, who has been described as a suspected organized crime figure from Israel, has been linked to a broader scheme involving immigration and marriage fraud. Wow.
That's okay. Yeah, Gil's going. He's in trouble for this. Like, I mean,
I would love to be
listen, man.
a fly on the wall in these poker game rooms.
Here's my thing.
Gilbert Arenas and your boy Yevgeny.
Do it the right way. You see, Nas is opening a casino in Queens.
I did not know.
Should be awesome. But if you're gonna print money, that's how you do it. You get with somebody that can really break ground on some. Gilbert Arenas made a lot of money in his career, a lot more than Nas, more than likely. And so he can probably go ahead and get with somebody and start a casino or make a small casino. This is silly. And you're seeing all these athletes get in trouble for gambling lately. Have you noticed that? Like that $115,000 is worth losing the opportunity to make millions every year. All right. It's super smart, guys.
Yeah, and I get it, after your career, trying to gamble
sure.
because you don't have to, play and you don't have to answer to a league. And usually these athletes are broke, to where, they're trying to sustain their lifestyle still, which.
Oh, God. See Trevor Ariza. Jeez.
Oh, dude. I mean, it's.
Sad story about him this week.
One of my favorite 30 for 30s is Broke.
Yes.
Yes.
One
Great
of the
one.
original ones, I think.
Great one.
Because it just lays out all the different ways and has former athletes and that have either lost all their money or have been successful in their investments.
I think Antoine Walker was the case study of the one that hadn't.
There's one. I mean,
you see Big Baby's in jail.
Well,
right now
that was the medical fraud thing,
for
right?
the medical fraud. So, like, man, these dudes are just doing weird stuff.
Vin Baker is like a manager at a Starbucks now.
Oh my God, are you serious?
Well, isn't he an
Swear to
assistant
God.
somewhere?
Huh?
He's an assistant somewhere right now.
No, last I heard he was literally running a Starbucks. Not even kidding.
I want to say he was an assistant from Milwaukee.
I hope so.
I mean,
I
his
hope someone
LinkedIn-
gave him a job.
His LinkedIn says assistant coach, author, and advocate. Milwaukee Bucks 2018 to present.
Okay.
He was okay. You are
worked
correct,
at
Joe.
Starbucks though. Yeah.
Looking at his LinkedIn, he was part of the management training program
Yes.
from 2014 to 2016 after he left the NBA. But I think he got a little lucky because Fox Sports came calling and hired him as an NBA analyst, which he then turned into a career post-NBA as an author and obviously now as an assistant.
But
Good for him.
Also, can you imagine, like, that brings up another point. And like you said, we're all over the place, Joe. But you played basketball, football, soccer, baseball, whatever, your entire life. You never had a chance for a summer job. You never had a chance. You don't even know how to make a resume. Like, you've never done any of these things really because you've never had to. Your job has always been playing sports. And now you're 34 and you're done. Sports is over. I'm not actively making money anymore. What the hell do I do? Like, unless you stayed 4 years and went to college after you were drafted and got your degree in something amazing. Like, we hear not often, but guys that went back and got their medical degree and they became this or that or whatever. But for the most part, most high level D1 first round picks, most of those guys aren't staying 4 years and getting their degree in psychology or whatever the case is. So imagine being 35, you're done playing, you still got so much life left, and you have really no skills outside of the sport you play.
Well, and I went to ChatGPT and I brought up like the Marcus Morris situation specifically. I'm like, if an NBA player has $106 million in career earnings, and this is what I wrote, how can they F that up and lose their money where they end up getting in trouble with a casino for bad bounce checks? Not so much how the casino part, but how much money do they lose in taxes and bad decisions? And it just went like, hey, that 106 mil basically after taxes turns into about 58, 59 mil, somewhere in that range. They have agent fees. They have lifestyle costs, which is the silent killer that ChatGPT said. They have bad investments and scams, gambling, divorce, lawsuits, child support.
What was like?
And it's just over time that 56 mil, and it's the big thing is always just the lifestyle, man. It's like once you get those contracts, you start just throwing money around as if that money is always going to be there.
What was the size of the group of people Allen Iverson, the answer, used to fly everywhere around with him? Like, even to road games. He
like
had a
30
barber,
people.
he had a
Yeah.
masseuse, and this is like, I think it was 4 to 5 people that he would be bringing for
He had a weed caddy, a weed roller, a hair braider.
for a 41 freaking game schedule on the road.
Yeah, it's one of those things. But I think there's when you grow up in communities like that, then you almost have a responsibility to everybody feels like they did something to help you get there. Like they drove you to practice, they came out there and worked with you. You slept in my house.
Remember that one time?
Yeah, you're gonna get a lot of that. So there is almost an obligation for guys like Allen Iverson. That's from somewhere like, where is he from? Like Virginia Beach, Virginia. Somewhere like that. Like so. Yeah, there's that responsibility.
Yeah,
And I think
Hampton,
that's
Virginia.
yeah, and I think that's what happens to a lot of those people. It's like, man, you got a bunch of hands in the cookie jar taking stuff. So, yeah, that sucks. And then that divorce part, man. I'm signing a prenup.
This is why I say that all college athletes in football, Power 5, D1, whatever, basketball, baseball, like these guys, they got to have financial literacy
100%.
classes, or they need to implement it into the program somehow, some way. It's like right now, maybe your chances of being in the league are slim to none, but what if you pop in the next year and you get better? You need to know that if you get this money, and especially with NIL, it's like, hey, you're getting NIL deals now.
Like today, yeah.
Like these kids are getting into money sooner than they ever have before as 18, 19, 20-year-olds.
I know some kids right now that have just started their freshman year of college, and they're about to start their freshman year of college, $250,000 off top to get ready to go. So so it's definitely happened.
Wow.
That media training, things like that, things that are actually going to help these young kids as they get ready to move to the next level. 100%.
All right, we were way over it. When we come back, we got to talk about something that I don't want to talk about because I don't want to think that it's a real thing. And it's gotten to the point where if there's smoke, there's fire. So we'll get to that next and tell you what I'm talking about here in hour number 2, Sports Saturday, right here on 105.1 The Fan and the Fan Sports Network.
Worried about market losses?
on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
First on The Fan, we've got breaking news in the NBA. In just the last hour or so, the Los Angeles Lakers have signed Luka Doncic to a 3-year max, $165 million extension. Of course, that keeps Luka out of free agency next year and eliminates that 26-27 player option, and basically now gives him this 3-year deal, $165 million. That would be $50+ million each season. On to baseball. The Mariners coming off a walk-off 4-3 win over the Rangers last night. J.P. Crawford, a 2-run bomb to give Seattle a 4-3 win. They've won 2 in a row over Texas, now lead them 2 games in the wild card, just 3.5 back of the Astros. They'll go for 3 in a row this afternoon, 1:10 first pitch on Root Sports. And over to the PGA, the Wyndham Championship in progress. Round 3 happening right now. Cameron Young still atop the leaderboard at 15 under, just finishing up the first hole of his 3rd round. More sports scores and stories in 30 minutes. I'm Schultze from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Heard and missing work, insurance companies acting like jerks. Don't call your mom, call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
The home of the firm of Harris and Meringue. Weekdays 10 to 1. The Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
Okay, let's party.
Sports Saturday
They storm the field at Autzen, and the Ducks win this bout.
with Joe Fisher
Hell yeah, brother.
and Rashad Taylor.
I went a little too hard on the tequila last night.
Sports Saturday on the Fan Sports Network.
And it's intercepted at the goal line.
105.1 and 1080.
Unbelievable.
The Fan.
Hour number 2 here, Sports Saturday on 105.1 The Fan, 1080 The Fan, the Odyssey app, YouTube, and Twitch for the kids. Hour number 1 will be posted, and if you want to find it, look up Sports Sunday because, Odyssey. A little trouble on the back end getting the whole podcast stuff ironed out still.
We'll get there eventually, I guess.
Yeah. We are still showing up as Sports Sunday. I'm pretty sure we're still showing up as Sports Sunday on the app, too, on the Odyssey
A
app.
little confusing, but I promise we're there.
No one cares. No one cares
I
about
think
this.
a couple people do.
No,
Nobody.
No, quite frankly.
Yeah, you're probably right.
But hey, people will start to care. They'll start to care here soon, Rashad. I promise you that. Once we get into football season and hear our voices beforehand.
Right around the corner.
That's right. That's right.
Don't we have some more divisional previews to do?
Yeah. That was on the agenda for hour 2 here.
Was it really? Awesome.
But I didn't want to talk about this. We'll do it here and then into the next segment, and then do our divisional previews, AFC North, AFC North and NFC North. I tweeted out a couple weeks ago that the Portland Trailblazers will never leave Portland. And now I'm starting to get a little annoyed and a little miffed because there's groups being formed and politicians writing letters, and people are actually now freaked out that we're going to lose the Blazers. And again, it's the whole ignorance is bliss thing. I'm just not even, I don't even want to entertain those thoughts. But with the news this week of the Rip City Forever group or whatever forming and getting, big wigs and Tina Kotek writing letters to Adam Silver and whatnot, and it's just kind of, it's sticking in my craw a bit where I'm just like, I understand what's happening here with the arena and Adam Silver. He didn't really help things by saying we would prefer the Portland Trailblazers
why is
to
that
stay
not
in
a
Portland.
help? Why is that not a help?
Yeah, I mean,
I thought that was a positive statement for keeping them here.
I think it was. I don't know. When people heard preferred,
Oh Lord!
I think it's that to them they hear it and in the negative sense of like, well, he has a preference, but also he's very much like, I prefer for them to stay in Portland, but if they don't, that sucks. But we'll live on. We'll be fine. It's. Again, I hate this whole conversation, and I hate that it's coming up because I think we love the team and love the franchise, and it's so ingrained in this city and such a big part of this city that the thought of them leaving at all, to me, it's just, again, I just don't even want to entertain the thought. And I almost feel like it's this Micah Parsons trade, man. Like, it'll get worked out. We'll get a renovation. We'll get a new stadium somehow, some way. You know, I hear Isaac and everybody else how they say they do not trust our politicians at all to get something done, to help out with that. But I think in the end, this team is way too important to this city that it will get figured out in time, some way, somehow. And again, I just won't even entertain the thought of this team being moved to a different city and us losing them. It's not going to happen.
Man, that's what the Supersonics thought too, right? There's no way they're going to move this legendary franchise to Oklahoma City. Why? There's no way. And now you're seeing with the Las Vegas Aces and kind of what they've been able to generate in Vegas. Again, it's WNBA, but they're one of the more popular WNBA teams. And when you're there, it's something to see. Would it shock me if they decided, we think Vegas is a better market for a team like the Blazers, blah, blah, blah. Yes. No, it wouldn't. It feels like we're in Major League, the first one. Think about it. We've got this lady owner that clearly doesn't want to own the team. We've got an aging superstar who just came back, who's old and, bones don't work the same way, and Damian Lillard. We got a bunch of dudes, around that are kind of considered like the bad news bears of basketball at this point because they just can't get right. And the only thing they can do to save this team from moving is win. That's it. That's the only thing the Blazers can do right now is make the playoffs at this point. And I thought they could this past year. I think and mind you, we got to remember they were 4 games short of the play-in, so they were right. They were right there, 4 or 5 games. I don't know. What was something like that? What were they?
I don't think
Jordan?
they were that close.
How close to the play-in were they?
Oh God, I think it was like 5, 6, or 6. It was close, but not close enough.
5 or 6. 5. How many games did the Blazers just give away that last year? So that could have went either way.
3 games. Okay.
Yeah, you're 3 games away from a play-in, so you showed some type of improvement this year. The only thing you can do to really ensure that this team ain't going no place is win. That sounds and maybe this team isn't equipped to do it. Maybe they are. Maybe it's gonna, you get an extra year because of the arrival of Damian Lillard. We'll see. But yeah, I don't know. Where there's smoke, like you said, Joe, where there's smoke, there's typically fire. Unless there's going to be a major renovation to the Moda Center at this point, which, let's be real, desperately needs a facelift for sure. I don't think it's that old to where you need to tear it down and build something else, but I do think it's old enough to where they definitely need some upgrades inside of there.
So I really hate sometimes when things are changing or when, you kind of see a point of transition, which this is the first time in a long time that the Portland Trailblazers have seen a point of transition for their organization, right? Paul Allen bought it like pre-1990 for like $70 million. This is something that none of us have experienced sitting here really in our lifetime. So I understand maybe the sentiment that unknown things can happen, but going beyond that and saying, there's a fear that we're going to lose this team. Every single time Adam Silver has talked about this, NBA Commish has referred to not wanting to, not only making the statement of making it preferable to him that the Blazers remain here. That's about as strong as he can go, guys. He can't say 100%. This isn't the Lakers or the Knicks, but on top of that, every time referring to the Blazers' preference to stay here has said we don't want to repeat what happened to the Seattle Supersonics. And yes, as Adam Silver also said, there's money needed for a new arena. Regardless, guys, if that's Portland or Las Vegas or whatever market like you decide, because what are we scared like the Blazers are going to become the Supersonics? That would be the
yes.
That would be the only way that there's no arena money needed. But hear me out here. The Kraken have most of the cash coming in from Key Arena or Climate Pledge now, whatever it's called up there. So whoever decided to buy the Blazers and said, this is an option, let's move them to Seattle, wouldn't be making money off of the freaking arena anyways, guys. The whole idea of putting this money in now, buying the Blazers for $4 billion, putting in a $2 billion arena is for your future profits. And in Portland, one of the strongest NBA markets in history, so many business owners have to see that sustainable. And I'm so sick of the media. I'm going to call out local media a little bit. why are we coming up with a story that doesn't exist? We are trying to talk about something and create a narrative. It's not actually happening, guys. This was something, there is a less than a 1% chance of this happening, in my opinion. And we are writing articles about it and talking about it like there is a 30% chance of it happening. It's really weird.
It's because the big question in all this is ownership.
Ooh.
The team is being sold, and whatever owner comes in, it could be one of two things. It could be someone who's, I bought the Portland Trailblazers because I love Portland, I love this team, I love the opportunity of what we can do with this city and this team, and I'm going to put my money and my effort into making this a better franchise. And by doing that, I'm going to build an arena. We're going to build an arena. We're going to make that happen. Or it's, they say that, and then
Much like they did for Seattle.
4 or 5 years down the road, Vegas looks enticing. Or
Seriously, because again,
Seattle, maybe we would just go right back up there. I mean, we still have that Pacific Northwest presence in the NBA, and why don't we just go up? That is the biggest question mark: is who's going to be the future owner, and what are their motives?
Because again, with the whole OKC thing, I know we're super against it, and the whole OKC thing, like they played out there for a couple years. It's like, well, this works. Let's just go ahead and we can just keep this team here. Like, I mean, there's no point in going back to Seattle or doing anything like as they're building a new arena. So, okay, you built this new arena for the Blazers and they play in Seattle or they play in, Vegas for X amount of time. And they say, you know what, this works here. I think we found our home. Like, so that's I think the fear for everybody. We've seen it happen to our brothers right up the street. So why would we think that it wouldn't happen to us? I think that's the big thing.
The NBA wants Steve Ballmers. They don't want Clay Bennett's. In this day and age, they want a guy that will invest where the team is.
Well, only time will tell. I'm with you, Jordan. I don't think it's going to happen. I'm not even going to let it creep into my mind that it's going to happen. But owners and billionaires, what their motives are and what they say behind closed doors versus in the public. I mean,
night and day.
Yeah, two different people essentially.
You're damn right about that.
Yeah. All right, let's take a break. Let's do some conference or some divisional previews. AFC North, NFC North. We'll do that in the next couple segments here. Get ready for the NFL football season that is right around the corner. Do that next here. Sports Saturday, 105.1 The Fan.
Portland Perks. Racing Fan.
Sports Saturday on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 and 1080. The Fan.
All right. NFL season right around the corner. Got two divisions here. We're going to preview here and in the next segment. Do you want to go AFC North first or NFC North? Oh, the bells. The bells are ringing.
Ooh, let's go.
Just went from 6 to noon.
These are probably the most interesting divisions in football right now. Honestly, if you look at both of them. So let's go AFC North. Let's start there.
AFC North, the Ravens, Bengals, Steelers, and Browns.
Hey, man, you see Shador showing out in camp, and Dylan Gabriel did not look great over the last little bit.
I don't care. Browns are going to suck. What I'm intrigued about is who the hell is going to win that division, because it's between the Ravens, the Bengals, and this very interesting new-look Steelers team. With Aaron Rodgers, DK Metcalf,
Jalen Ramsey.
I mean, it's gonna be. This is gonna be an interesting division. The Browns, their defense will probably be feisty, but they're gonna have old man Joe Flacco out there, or maybe Shador, or maybe Dylan Gabriel, or maybe Kenny Pickett. Like, God, dear God, I don't know what I'm expecting like 4 to 5 wins out of them. But the rest of this division, like the Bengals last year having one of the best offenses, but one of the worst defenses, are they going to be able to get back to the playoffs? I mean, Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, that offense, it's going to put up numbers again. It's just a matter of their defense is going to be able to withstand the onslaught of points and yards that they gave up last year, because they gave up a lot last season.
Yeah, and if you've been watching Quarterback on Netflix, again, it gives you just the new love for Joe Burrow and how competitive he is and how much he actually really, really wants to win. Again, that offense, such firepower everywhere from every position.
Jamar Chase is so good.
He's unfairly good, like, at football.
So
and then
good.
T. Higgins is not weak either. Like, T. Higgins is really, really cold. He's just not as cold as Jamar Chase. But
he'd be a number one on
any other team that's not
on a
the
lot
Bengals.
of teams. Yes.
Pretty much every other team that's not the Bengals and the Vikings. Pretty much any other team, not Bengals, Vikings, maybe Commanders. He's the number one. That's just kind of one of those things. Man. T. Higgins is that good. Yeah, he's
don't do that.
He's number one with the Cowboys.
Don't do that.
You think, well, that's a different story. We'll get there. We'll get there another time. But yeah, he's definitely the number one of the Cowboys for me.
Yeah, he's definitely not. But continue. Anyways.
No, yeah, that's pretty much, what I think about the Bengals. It really depends on what their defense is. I'm not concerned about Zach Taylor. I'm not concerned about Joe Burrow. I mean, really, him staying healthy and staying on his feet. But outside of that, man, this offense is going to be great. Can their defense even catch up halfway to what they are?
I mean, the Ravens, they won this division last year. They have an over-under set at 11.5 wins for this upcoming season. The Bengals are set at 9.5, and the Steelers are at 8.5. Those pesky damn Steelers, man. I mean, of all the teams that are going to be the most intriguing of this division, it's the Steelers.
For sure.
Having Aaron Rodgers and what is essentially his final season, what that relationship is going to look like with him and DK Metcalf. It's just they're all. I have no idea what to expect from this team. I mean, we saw what happened with Rodgers and the Jets last year. I would think that this is going to be another 9-8, 10-7 season for the Steelers, because they've been doing that forever. And even with mediocre quarterback play, they've been doing that. So there's no reason to believe that getting Aaron Rodgers, and I know he's old and father times always win, but getting Aaron Rodgers as your starting quarterback, which is, since Roethlisberger, the best starting quarterback that Tomlin's ever had.
Wow, that's kind of a sad statement, but so true.
Roethlisberger, and we looked it up. Roethlisberger, we thought he was trash in his last couple seasons, but his numbers were actually pretty okay. I think at this point, Aaron Rodgers is a better quarterback at this stage in his career than Roethlisberger was. I think Mike Tomlin is, in my opinion, the best coach in the NFL. Like, I mean, he continues to show it. And then you throw in a DK Metcalf, who is just an absolute freak at the wide receiver position. Yeah, I think this team is good. Losing Minkah Fitzpatrick was tough. I think that was tough for them. Jalen Ramsey is not the Jalen Ramsey he was when he played for the Jags, but he can still fit into what this defense can do. Every year, this defense just retools. They never get weak. They just kind of retool. Are they usually as strong as, these Troy Polamalu, Joey Porter-led teams? No, of course not, because those were game-changing type players. But they are really tough every single year. So, yeah, I fully expect them to win anywhere between 9 to 10 games this year.
I am nervous about their run game.
That's the one part that's going to look bad for them.
Like, you got to be able to
Jaylen
balance.
Warren,
you got to be able to have a balanced attack in the NFL and run the ball. And that is the part that makes me nervous for the Steelers team, is that if they're not able to do that, I mean, we saw it with the Jets last year. They were unable to run the ball, and that made their offense bad, even throwing the ball, because it's one-dimensional.
Defenses know where you're going.
Yeah.
They know it's not going to be running it.
And so it just, I am they're going to be a very, very intriguing team to watch. The Ravens are going to do Ravens things. I fully expect them to be in the conversation for not just the division, but winning the AFC altogether. I'm always rooting for Lamar and the Ravens to pull it out. And then again, the Bengals are just going to be intriguing to see if they can ever get back to that season where they went to the Super Bowl. I mean, they have a couple playoff trips under Joe Burrow, but they need to get back. They need to have a bounce back year. They almost made it into the playoffs last season, but that defense, it needs to be shored up immediately.
Yeah, I think their defense is the only thing that would keep them out of this playoff picture. You look at the other teams. Really, Baltimore's defense is going to be good. Like I said, I expect the Steelers' defense to compete. I don't expect them to be great, but I do expect the Browns' defense to be great. I don't expect them to win a lot, but their defense is going to be pretty good. So I don't expect teams to score a whole lot on them, but I don't expect them to be able to go down and put up 27 points a game, either 28 points a game. So, I definitely have the Ravens winning this division again.
Me too. I'm with you on the Ravens.
Yeah, I'm going to shock everybody, and I'm going to say the Steelers are going to come in second in this division. I think Aaron Rodgers, with this coach, with this receiver, I think they can go to at least the first round of the playoffs.
I think Cincinnati will probably be fighting late for a spot in the playoffs again. But what was it, like week 6 or 7? Zach Taylor was on the hot seat last year. Nobody really talks about that.
I think he's on the hot seat this season.
They have to win this year.
For sure.
I mean, I think that if they finish like they did last year and they miss the playoffs, I mean, Zach Taylor could be done.
Yeah, and I think that is a reason why I'm not sure they're going to be competing, but they have a chance to get a wild card spot, but still, second possibly at the best for them. But I think Pittsburgh's probably going to take that spot. And, Baltimore looks like another 12-13 win season. They're just too good. And I wonder, Najee's not as good as Saquon Barkley, leaving New York and going to Philadelphia, but you wonder if the Steelers are going to have seller's remorse letting Najee Harris go. He fit into their system well, and I've always been confused on the shuffling of running backs in the NFL. They're not really highly paid right now, and if you've had success with a guy in your system, especially somewhere like Pittsburgh, the run game is key, and the run game is king because it's a cold weather stadium, a cold weather city. What are you doing? Just stick with the guy that you've had in the building for the last 5 seasons. It just doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, as Rashad said, I'm rolling with the Ravens. This division could produce 3 playoff teams. It will have at least 2, but you could be seeing everybody but the Browns in the playoffs come January 2026. Take a break. We will do the NFC North here on Sports Saturday. But first, Jordan Schultz with a SportsCenter update.
Now, from the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a SportsCenter update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
First on the Fan, breaking news out of the NBA this morning. Luka Doncic signing a 3-year, $165 million extension with the Lakers that'll keep him out of free agency next summer. Also eliminates that 26-27 player option. This basically signed on the dotted line, now starts immediately going forward. On to baseball. The Seattle Mariners getting a walk-off win, 4-3 last night over the Texas Rangers thanks to a 2-run home run from J.P. Crawford, the first walk-off home run in his career. Seattle winning 2 in a row against Texas, going for a third this afternoon, 1:10 p.m. First pitch on Root Sports. They have a 2-game lead in the wild card over the Rangers and are behind the Astros by just 3.5 games in the AL West. On to the PGA Tour, the Wyndham Championship happening right now. Round 3 in progress. Cameron Young, he is leading by 5 strokes at 16 under over Mark Hubbard, and he is through 3 so far today. More sports scores and stories in 30 minutes. I'm Schulte from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Curtain missing work. Insurance companies acting like jerks. Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
The Fan is live on YouTube and Twitch. And now Window Nation brings you on-demand video. Sports Saturday on the Fan Sports Network. 105.1 and 1080 The Fan.
He's going to run in hell for what he did here tonight. My God in heaven, why is this happening? What the hell is the meaning of this? Does he have no conscience? Does he have no heart? Did you have no soul? Damn his soul!
Shout out JR. Jim Ross. One of the best.
Nobody like him.
Nope. And there is no division like the NFC North. Frozen tundra. Another intriguing division, Rashad.
Very.
Got me perked up.
Yeah, these two divisions, again, are definitely the most interesting in football for me, at least this year.
Packers and Lions and Bears,
Oh my.
and the
nipples are
Vikings.
perked up.
Yeah, 6 to noon again, baby. I am hot. I don't know what to expect from the Vikings in this because of the J.J. McCarthy situation. It's going to be his first go at being a starting quarterback in the NFL. I did not believe in him in the draft process. I do not believe in him being a successful starting quarterback in the NFL. This team, they're believers in him. It ain't me. And that defense is going to have to win a lot of games for them. I don't know what their over-under is set at. I have them somewhere in that 7-10 range this season. I just think that last year with Sam Darnold, that was kind of a flash in the pan, and you got some good quarterback play out of him for the most part. Definitely started to wane towards the end of the season, but that defense was on another level. So I think, they're kind of like Browns light, a better version of the Browns, I would say, because of their weapons on the outside. But I just think this is J.J. McCarthy's rookie year, essentially, and I think there's going to be some growing pains for him.
That's pretty much what Justin Jefferson said. It's like, man, you got to be patient. Like, he's pretty much a rookie, like, at this point. So you just kind of have to show some patience and understand that he's going to mess up and he's going to make some mistakes out there. And, you got to have faith in him. And it sounds like the Vikings have all the faith in the world in J.J. McCarthy, even though we might not. But maybe they're seeing something in camp that we don't, or that we haven't seen. Obviously, we're not there. So, but all the reports are that he's a rookie, right? So he's, or at least that's, pretty much at this point. So again, not much to expect from this Viking squad, which may not be the best thing in the world for your all-world receiver at that point. A guy that really wants the ball, really needs the ball to be impactful. So we'll see.
And getting him the ball, that will be difficult.
That's the challenge.
Vikings over-under win total set at 8.5. Another intriguing team. I would say that this is probably the most intriguing team in this division is the Chicago Bears. New head coach, resetting the deck with Caleb Williams. They keep adding weapons in the draft. DJ Moore. God, I'm trying to think of their. I don't think Keenan Allen's on this team anymore.
I think he left, although he had a good year last year.
DJ Moore, Rome Odunze.
They added Luther Burden from Missouri.
Cole Kmet. He's really good.
Got a nice little squad, man.
And they added the kid out of Michigan tight end, Colson Loveland, I want to say.
Yeah, I think you're right.
As well. They totally revamped their offensive line.
Hey, Joe Thuney?
Still got DeAndre
Joe
Swift.
Thuney, from the Chiefs. He is now on the Bears. Again, they have revamped this offensive line, and there's part of me that is kind of like, it's Caleb Williams' second season, for God's sake. So it's not like one of those like put up or shut up, but it's like they're giving him all the tools to be successful.
Yeah.
And he needs to make another leap. He had one of the best touchdown to interception ratios in the league last year. I think it was 6 in the league. So he had moments. He had flashes. There were moments for this Bears team last year where you're like, okay, this could be something in the future. And now with one of the smartest offensive minds in the league as your head coach, which I absolutely love when teams do that. Young quarterback, give them a young, innovative, offensive-minded head coach. That is what's going to help them succeed. This offense specifically for the Bears, but the Bears in general, are probably the most intriguing team to me because we know the Lions are going to be good, right? It's one of those like over-under, their win total's probably set at 11.5. They got Jared Goff. They got Jahmyr Gibbs. They've got Amon-Ra St. Brown. They've got Sam Laporte. Like they're bringing back all the pieces. They're going to be there in the playoffs in January, in the thick of it. The Packers, they're going to be interesting as well. I mean, they were underwhelming last season. They were basically like the Texans of the NFC last year, where high expectations based off of what they did the year before. And yeah, they were decent, but I think people wanted to see a bit more out of them. And I think people want to see Jordan Love have a bounce-back season. After that second half of the season 2 years ago, beating the Cowboys in the playoffs, almost beating the 49ers in the playoffs, people were expecting him to take a huge leap, and he had a little bit of an interception problem last season. So, the Packers are going to be a team that they're going to be competitive. They're going to be good. They're going to be in that probably 9 to 10 win range is my guess. But they've got a lot of question marks on the outside. Who's going to step up as their top receiver, as their top target? Josh Jacobs will be a stud. But, as far as the most intriguing team in this division, it's going to be the Bears again.
I love the Chicago Bears. Obviously, I think the Lions are going to be the team that wins this division overall. I think they have too much. I know they lost their defensive coordinator and their offensive coordinator took head coaching jobs.
Yeah, both of them. Aaron Glenn and
So you're going to have to figure some things out. Hopefully they don't try to reinvent the wheel. Go right back to what you've been doing this entire time. You got the best team overall, top to bottom, in the NFC North. So I think the Lions are definitely have the easiest route just based on skill. But man, this Bears squad, you look at what they were able to do in Washington. You have this young rookie quarterback, and you give him all the tools he'll need to be successful on the offensive side and on the defensive side. And it looks like they've started to do that for Caleb Williams in Chicago. I look for him to take a huge leap this year. Would it shock me if the Bears made the playoffs this year? Not really. Considering how good Caleb Williams was in his first year, now that you've given him a few more toys to play with and a head coach that hopefully is more suited to be a head coach, than their previous coach, I think they can do a lot of good things. I don't really expect anything from Minnesota. I got to be honest, man. They're a young squad with a young quarterback. I think they're going to be closer to the Panthers than any other team, in the league right now. And then the Packers, like you said, Jordan Love, almost there. And I think it's tougher to come in after you've had a successful year and nobody really saw you coming to kind of repeat that. Now everybody has that game against the Packers circled on their schedule because they know Jordan Love is going to give them all they can handle. So it's going to be a tougher road for him moving forward. But I think it's an intriguing division. I can't wait to see a lot of these games. But I don't think anybody's beating the Lions. If somebody did beat the Lions, I think it's going to be the Bears.
Lions, 10.5 win total is what the markets have. Bears at 8.5. Oh my God, why am I totally? Packers 9.5. Vikings at 9.5.
Really?
I'd take the under on the Vikings at 9.5. I just think that you are starting a rookie quarterback that I just do not have belief in that is going to have instant success, and that defense is going to be on the field a lot more than they would like to.
And their schedule, I'm looking at the Vikings right now. Their schedule is not awesome.
Give me the first 4 games.
First 4 games, Bears, Falcons, Bengals, Steelers. So maybe 2-2.
There's a lot. You know what? There's just a lot of parity in the NFL right now.
There is.
Where it's like all 4 of those games, those are teams that can either be very successful this year or they can S the bet.
They can. Because
but it's like I could see the Vikings losing all 4 of those games.
But that can give them opportunity. If they win those games, or 2 of those games, that gives them some good feelings as they move forward because their next 4 games are Browns, Eagles, Chargers, Lions.
We talked about the Falcons last week. That Falcons versus Vikings game, that will be intriguing. 2 quarterbacks that are, Penix, he was his rookie year last year, but it's going to be his first full year starting. J.J. McCarthy, that'll be his second start of the season. What the hell happens there? Yeah, the Steelers. But you're right. Then you got the Browns, but then you got to play the Eagles. Then you got to play the Chargers. Then you got to play the Lions. Then you got to play the Ravens. That's gauntlet to start.
That month stretch right there that you have to play those teams.
That is very difficult.
That's some tough football you got to do. And you have to go to Detroit to play. You have to go to L.A. to play. That's going to be tough.
Now, I will say that if there is a coach that I trust in this division, it is Kevin O'Connell. I think that he has done a great job with, Kirk Cousins and Sam Darnold and making these playoff teams and teams to be reckoned with. I think this is a team that rallies around him. So, I don't think this is going to be as successful as a season this year, but I do trust Kevin O'Connell.
Yeah,
I think he's going to get the most out of this team as possible, but I just don't think it's going to be enough, and they're going to be in that 7-10, maybe 8-9 range at best.
As long as Big Balls Campbell is still around in this division,
Sure.
I just don't see any team really overtaking this Lions squad right now.
Yeah. I'm going with Lions. I want to say Packers are going to make the playoffs. And I almost want to say the Bears are going to make the playoffs as well, but that's
got to pick one. Which
that scares me. Out of those two, Packers.
Out of those two.
I'll go with the Packers just because I've seen them do it, and I have a little bit more trust in Matt LaFleur than first-year head coach, and yeah.
Just to be a contrarian, I'm going to say the Bears.
Yeah,
I'm going to say the Bears.
I don't blame you.
Just to do that.
I don't blame you. All right, take a break, wrap things up. There is an extension in the NBA. We'll share our quick thoughts on that before we send you off into the rest of the weekend. Sports Saturday right here on the Fan Sports Network.
Worried about market losses? If
The Fan.
All right, wrapping things up here. Extension in the NBA. Luka Doncic and the Lakers agreed to an extension.
Getting paid.
3 years, 165, I believe, is what I saw.
Money, 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 money.
Yep,
So would
3-year,
that be-
165 with a player option in 2028.
Yeah,
That's
he's gonna get out of
55 a
there.
year.
He's gonna get out of there. We forget Luka's 26. Like he's still a young kid.
Dude, you want to talk about intriguing things for upcoming seasons, like the divisions we were talking about. Luka Doncic this year at the Lakers, man. I mean, I don't know if you've seen the stuff coming out from his PR team and him not even touching a basketball and just completely working on conditioning,
Men's
physique,
fitness?
and yeah.
You seen that?
Yeah, I
Luka
think it's,
Doncic is on Men's Fitness. Like,
again,
uh-oh.
I think it's a little bit of a kind of a PR thing that he's trying to go on.
He looks
where-
good though.
Yeah. The thing is, though, is can you sustain it? You know, it's great to work out for 5 weeks, a la Joe Fisher, and then stop. You know, because I am the king at that. I will put in work for 4 to 5 weeks and then do nothing for the next 8 months.
I think it's a great way to get yourself in shape before the season starts. You know, basketball players are running upwards 4 to 6 miles just, in a game.
I think
just
it's
every
even
single
more
day.
than
It's
that.
probably more than that.
I mean, depending on if if you're like
but
a
even
starter.
if we're just saying we're just running 6 miles, a day every day. So if Luka's in shape now, I'm okay if he packs on some pasta during the season because I know he's running it off, every single day. But him coming into the season slim should be scary for the rest of the league.
And you're right. The age factor, like, he is 26 and he was doing the things he was doing with air quote being out of weight or
Get outta here.
out of shape
Get
and
outta here.
overweight and fat. Like,
Now-
and if you get a toned down, slim Luka
MVP, man.
condition, like
He was when he was a rookie and blowing through people. Yeah, crazy.
that'll be very intriguing to see what that type of Luka looks like and if it's sustainable. Again,
I'm looking forward to it. Dallas might have created a monster.
possibly they might have created 2 monsters here.
Oh my gosh.
If Micah ends up somewhere else.
Yeah, come on, Dallas, get us together.
Can you imagine that city if they lose Luka and Micah
Within consecutive years. Oh my
That
gosh.
city might implode. What's Will Ortner walking into?
Oh no, he's gonna get out of there immediately as soon as he finds out Michael Parsons is going.
And shout out to Will Ortner. I know that he started his voyage down there to Dallas to start his career move down there.
Love you, brother.
man.
Yes, best of luck to him. Super proud of him.
Love you, Will.
And thank you all for tuning in to Sports Saturday this week. We will be back at 9 a.m. next Saturday. Rashad, thank you.
My guy.
Jordan Schultz, thank you as always.
Love you guys. Love you all.
We'll catch you in 2 weeks, Jordan. Enjoy your time in Boston.
Appreciate it, man. I'll try.
Being a good son-in-law. Look at
Trying.
you.
I think I'm gonna go to a Worcester Sox game. A Woo Sox.
Ah, there you
Red
go.
Sox are out of town.
Minor
They're-
league,
Yeah,
minor
they're
league,
AAA
baby.
teams there.
And thank you again, everybody out there tuning in to this edition of Sports Saturday. We will catch you next Saturday at 9 a.m. Peace.
By texting 26022, you agree to receive recurring automated